Hello, in today's video, I'll show you all of the 16 cooking modes on your Monsieur Cuisine Smart. Okay, so let's begin with going to the modes. You can switch between recipes and modes, of course, right here in the top left corner. And now there will be lots of different modes. So let's go through all of them. As you can see, there's 16, and the first one is scale. Once you open it, it'll start waving. So if you put something, it will start waving that. And you can tear it, so you can set the current value to 0, so the current weight to 0. So for example, if you add 400 grams of flour, you could tear it, so then it starts counting from 0 again, and you can add like 200 milliliters or 200 grams of milk. Now let's go out of it. By the way, the scale, and later you'll also learn about the turbo mode. They both can be accessed with the plus button that appears all the time. It's everywhere. You can see it's just a floating button that appears. I wonder if you can move it. No, you can't move it around, but it always appears there no matter what screen you're on. So you can always access the scale or the turbo mode, which I'll explain in a moment. There's knead mode, which lets you knead dough, and it's great for solid dough, soft dough, or liquid dough. Yeah, you just select the kind of dough that you would like to make, and it is going to use to like knead it similarly to how it would be kneaded if you did it with your hands. So it'll just make it very like professionally. You should use at least 2 minutes unless you you don't need to. And also it says here that the maximum flour quantity is 1,000 grams, and ensure that the dough quantity does not exceed 1,750 grams. For best result, you can add all the dry ingredients first, followed by the liquid ingredients, which you typically do on a dough. If you were making it by hand, you typically first try to add some flour and stuff like that, and then add eggs and oil and stuff like that. Now you could select any of these and set the time. For example, for let's do solid dough, I could set it to 2 and then click on start, and it would start kneading. The blade will start spinning, as you can hear. And you can pause it whenever you want. Now I'll stop it. Let's go out of it. Then adapted cooking is just a manual mode. Here you can select the temperature and set it to a desired value. You could also set the time to a desired value. You could also set the speed. Now if the temperature is set above some certain settings, the speed will be limited to 3. If the temperature is set to 0, then the speed won't be limited. You can see even at 37 degrees Celsius, it limits the speed to 3. Then direction can be set to turn right or turn left. Turn left means the dual part of the cutting knives will move forward, so it won't cut. And in the turn left mode, also the speed is limited to 3. And these are the options that you have here. You have easy access to the scale and the turbo mode. And you could just start whenever you wanted to. So let's start at, let's say, speed 3. And as you can hear, the blade is spinning. Now I'll pause it and then stop it. this is how it works. It's just a manual mode. You can do basic things here. Then there is a roast mode, which doesn't vary too much. Honestly, you could do anything that the roast mode offers with the manual mode. It just locks the speed and the direction. The speed is locked to 1 and the direction is locked to turn left, and it automatically sets temperature to 130 degrees. You could also change it, but 130 would be great for browning, roasting, or saute. Then the time can be set. It automatically sets it to 7 minutes, but you could extend it all the way up to 14 minutes. Now let's go further and let's select steam. Steam is for steaming. For that, you'll need to add at least a liter of water if you are using the steamer attachment, or at least half a liter if you're using the simmering basket. Then add additional like half a liter of water per every half an hour of cooking. So it's set to 20 minutes by default, so it just requires that liter. But if you're setting it for over 20 minutes, then you'd need to add more water. If you set it for 50 minutes, then add 1.5 liters of water. Now the temperature, speed, and direction are locked. It just steams water. You can attach the steamer attachment. There's a video on how to attach it, by the way. And you could steam something with this mode. Then there's egg cooking mode. For that mode, you can place refrigerated eggs, up to 6 eggs, in the simmering basket that you can put inside of your bowl. This simmering basket, you can put it inside of your bowl, put the eggs there, and then you can select the size, small, medium, or large eggs, and would you like them soft, waxy, soft, or hard? If you want, you can also alter the cooking time. So if you want them something in between waxy, soft, and hard, or you want to make extra sure they're very hard, then you could extend the time, lower the time. You can adjust it yourself. So that is the thing. After removing the simmering basket with the eggs after cooking, make sure to rinse them with cold water to stop the cooking process. So it's especially useful if you want them soft or waxy soft, because that will ensure that your eggs stop cooking, so the yolk doesn't get any harder than it should be. Then Sous Vide mode is for cooking with a vacuum sealed bag. Now this mode lets you put some meat, seafood, fish, or vegetables or fruits in a vacuum sealed bag. If you have a vacuum sealer, you can use it, or just take a bag, like a bag that has a seal on top. Put your veggies or your meat in there. Then you could take a bowl with cold water and start like slowly putting your bag under the water, but so that no water gets inside. It's great to seal the seal to like almost all the way, to leave like 1 centimeter, about half an inch, to let the air out, and try just putting the bag under the water, but not that the water gets in the bag, because the air's tension will help air get out of the bag, so then it will be like vacuum sealed. And then you can put your food in the simmering basket, add water to cover it. By the way, it's great to add like about 30 grams of lemon juice to protect the knives, so that they don't oxidate. Yeah, just add water add your food into the simmering basket, insert the simmering basket, and then you can set the temperature and the time, and then you could start the sous vide mode. Now, slow cook is for slow cooking. That mode will just let you cook slowly for longer periods of time. You can see the maximum temperature is 95 degrees, the lowest is 37, and the time can be set, I believe, up to 8 hours. Yes, up to 8 hours. Now, let's go further. Ferment is for either proving dough, like bread dough, pizza dough, any kind of dough. You can prove it with that mode by using the steamer attachment, then setting the time to about an hour or longer, and the temperature to the maximum, and adding water into the of course, into the bowl. Then you could line your steamer attachment with parchment paper, and put the dough on top, and then cover it. So that would just create a temperature, a good environment for the dough to prove better and faster. But you could use it, for example, to also ferment yogurt. You can also ferment vegetables with it for like kimchi, for example. But let's say we want to ferment yogurt, then you can either ferment it in the mixing bowl by selecting the temperature to about 40 degrees Celsius, adding milk and either a starter culture or one already pre-made existing clean yogurt without any additives, just preferably like a natural yogurt or Greek yogurt. You can mix them together in like let's say 10-to-1 proportion, so like a kilogram of milk and 100 grams of the natural yogurt, and then you could do it for 8 hours. But you could also ferment yogurt in jars in the steamer attachment. So you can put jars in the steamer attachment, set the temperature to 65, put water in the mixing bowl, and increase the time to 12 hours. And then you could start. So, but you can also look for recipes online on how to make yogurt, how to ferment yogurt, how to ferment vegetables, and stuff like that. Now the turbo mode. The turbo mode will be quite loud, and I'll show you how to use it, so get ready that it may be loud in a moment. For that, you can put something that you want to quickly chop. It's not a great mode, I believe, for milling or grinding something like coffee. For grinding coffee, I'd use well, speed 10. But turbo is great for quickly chopping some harder ingredients like chocolate, like some vegetables, or nuts, or herbs. And for that mode, you can put the things on inside of your bowl, and then be ready. I'll press and hold, and while pressing and holding, it starts working, and when I release, it stops working. So let's do it. Yeah, as you can hear, it is quite loud. Now let's go to the next modes, which are going to be puree. It's just going to help you make a puree. There is not much. You just add, you know, potatoes and some cream, some butter, and some pepper. You could also add salt if you want it, and then you can just set the time to your preferred one, and it'll do it for you. So, well, that's it. A smoothie will make a smoothie. It'll work like a blender, so you could add your fruits. some milk or yogurt or whatever you want to make the smoothie with, and it'll just do it. Now, cooking rice lets you put the rice in the either in the simmering basket if the rice is thick enough that it won't escape, or if it's packed in bags. I don't know if you should put it inside of the mixing bowl, like just inside. It may break the rice, so I wouldn't do it. But you could try it. I haven't tried it honestly. I have never cooked rice here, but yeah, you can set the time and the temperature, and that's basically it. So yeah. Then there's heating water. You can just start and make sure you're only using the water and nothing else. Then it'll just start boiling once you click on start. Then there's pre-rinse mode, and you can set it to short cleaning or long cleaning. It will set the time. You should add about half a liter of water and a drop of detergent, or if you have some browning on the bottom of the dish, you could use long cleaning, or honestly, instead of long cleaning, I'll show you how to do it with the browning in a moment. These are just for like typical cleaning, so you should use half a liter of water and a drop of detergent. Then there's food processor, which requires the attachment, the food processor attachment, so I won't be able to do it now. But if you purchase one, you will be able to do it. Now, as I promised, I'll explain how to do it with the browning if your device is browning on the bottom. I recommend using now there are different options, but you could put a lemon cut in half in the mixing bowl and 2 eggshells. Then blitz them at about the speed of 9 for just 3 seconds. And then once it, and then of course click on start. Once it's done, you could add half a liter of water, and then set the speed, the time to like 10 to 15 minutes. The speed could be about, the temperature could be about 60 degrees Celsius, or 80 if you wanted to make it a bit harder. It'd be great if it was 80. And then the speed, like 1 or 2 would be great. And of course that like 10-minute time. So let's do a few minutes. Okay, let's do 14 minutes. And then you could start later, just remove it, wipe it with a paper towel, it should work. By the way, you can replace lemon with 2 teaspoons of citric acid. And you could also replace eggshells with 50 grams of vinegar. But if you're replacing both of them, then you don't have to blitz them at the beginning, of course, just add water. But if you're using either eggshells or lemon or both, then you need to blitz them first. But as I said, could be replaced with citric acid and vinegar. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.